Hello and welcome in, you guys. My name is Sai, and today we are here to read through the 1131 full spoiler comment section and see what the hell we were talking about this week off of the latest chapter. Before we get into it though, I just want to say this here, and I'll say it in my other channels as well and my other videos, but Oda is taking an emergency 2-week break coming off of 1131. We're not too sure if we're going to be getting 1132 this week or if we'll have to wait 2 weeks starting right now. It's all very new. It's all still developing. We don't even know the reason why Oda is taking the 2-week break. It's not even listed on Shonen Jump yet. That's how crazy this is. Hopefully, if it is due to medical reasons, he gets better soon. If it's family emergency, that is very understandable. And hopefully, Oda is just doing well on the side. But yes, we are here to look through these comments. So we are going to be starting from the top of the comment section and just working our way down. So with that being said, let's get right to it. Alright, so the top comment says, Robin, cutting her hair for Saul is a recall to when she told her mother she might not recognize her because she's all grown up, yo. That is a good one. See, I don't even remember that scene exactly, but after you said it, it just like unlocked a primordial memory, dude. Yeah. That's a good one. And that does make a lot of sense, right? Granted, I bet Saul would recognize her anyways because Saul still gets the newspapers, right? So surely he's been keeping up with Nico Robin's adventures and he knows what she looks like today. But yeah, it's definitely a throwback and it just takes him back to good times. I wouldn't even be surprised if the very first thing that Robin says is Dureshi, right? She starts using that laugh again. Actually, maybe, you know, here's me being hopeful, but maybe Robin's laugh is the medicine that Saul needed all along. Alright, so the next comment says, I think Shanks comes every few years to check if Loki is still jailed up. And the response says, it's gotta be who Shanks' old friend was. Maybe Luffy takes down Loki and releases him, and Luffy later on in the story meets Shanks and tells him about Loki, or sees Loki as Luffy's subordinate, which makes Shanks laugh hard, like the old times of Roger and Whitebeard. Okay, so I never thought about that. So when Shanks said, I came here to meet old friends who I thought were dead, people assume automatically that he was talking about Dory and Brogy. And I don't think that's a wrong assumption because that's kind of how it was framed, right? Oh, I came here to meet old friends, and then boom, Dory and Brogy show up. But there is a chance that Shanks was also talking about Loki, or maybe the guy off the coast, whether it's Scopper Goblin or Shiki. Right, there's a lot of people who could fit Shanks's old friend memo. So I do think it would be really interesting if that was Loki. As far as Shanks coming back to Elbaf to see if Loki is still chained up though, I think that's hilarious. I mean, if I was Loki, I'd be kind of mad. Like, yo, dude, I'm still here, man. You know, it's been 6 years. Of course I'm still chained up. But yeah, I could totally see that. And I think that's a pretty good observation there. So now on to the next comment. They say, what if Loki was the former emperor Shanks beat to become a Yonko, because Shanks has been a Yonko for around 6 years and Loki has been in prison for that long. That could also explain the special bounty since it was probably reduced. Not bad. I don't think that's why he has a special bounty. I'm trying to think. No, we've never seen a bounty that's been reduced, so I guess that would be special, right? But I don't think that they would bring it down simply because somebody got beat by another pirate. I don't think that would be the case. I mean, throughout the series, we've seen Luffy take down pirates, and their bounties have never faltered because of it. They've only risen afterwards. Like Crocodile, who was 81 million, and then he became 1.96 billion. But of course, like I said, he's a special exception because he's a warlord, and his bounty was frozen at the time. Who else did we beat? Bellamy. We beat Bellamy. He had a 60 million berry bounty, if I recall correctly. And then next time we saw, it was like, I'm trying to remember now, like Bellamy's bounty. What was it in Dressrosa again? It was like 150 million? Was it 150 million or 300? Somewhere around there. I think it's like on the lower end. But yeah, usually we've only seen bounties increase even after they lose a fight to Luffy or like characters in general. So I guess it would be special if Loki got a reduced bounty. I don't know. I do, you know, going back to the original point though, I do like the thought that Loki was a former Emperor of the Sea. It would make sense, right? Big Mom said that, hey, if I allied with the Giants, if I allied with Loki, we would end the world. And if anything, if Loki was a former Yonko, this could just be a repetition where, like, you know, Big Mom tried to ally with the Yonko in the past, being Loki, didn't work, so she allied with the Yonko today, which is Kaido. Yeah, you know, I like this idea a lot. I do like if Loki was a former emperor. I think it would fit pretty well. The only thing I'd be questioning at this point is if Loki had a pirate crew beneath him. Of course, we saw those stinky guys with gas masks in this chapter, but Loki doesn't call them his crew. He just says that they were people that got left here to die, right? They're prisoners of Elbaf. So if this theory is actually true, I would love to see how he functioned as an emperor of the sea. Sai says, animals love to be beaten into submission. Looks around for cats. Yo, my cats are great. Where are they? All right, okay, there's not a single cat in my room currently, but just know, I beat them with love. So this one says, imagine Robin asked Bonnie to make her 8 years old. Wow, dude, this is good. Damn, people are cooking in this video. I don't think we've seen a bad comment. Yeah, she could do that. Oh, dude, this is Saul's cure. Yeah, this is Saul's cure. Little Robin? Ooh, I don't know though. I mean, if Saul is dying, if he's on death's door and he sees 8-year-old Robin show up, he'd probably just think he's in heaven. You know, that might kill him. But either way, I think this is a phenomenal idea. And outside of the Robin aspect, I think having Bonnie on this island is another reason why I think that Saul is going to be okay. We have so many people in tow right now that I think could cure Saul. Whether it's Dr. Vegapunk and his brilliant mind, Chopper and his medicine, Frankie with some of his technology, or even Bonnie, you know, aging down Saul's disease or Saul's injuries or putting him into a different timeline. I just feel like Saul isn't going to die. I know nobody's brought that up yet, but that's just what I'm thinking of right now. Like, I don't feel that Saul is going to, you know, lose his life anytime soon. But maybe I'm too hopeful. And, you know, we don't even know if Bonnie can do that necessarily, right? Age down his disease or whatever his ailments are. But I feel like it might be the case, or at least, you know, Bonnie's imagination will put that onto the table. If Saul dies, I'll be furious. Robin has suffered enough already. Yeah, that right there is another reason why I'm looking for ways for Saul to survive. And I think he will survive because, dude, if Saul dies before Robin can see him, that'll be too crazy. I mean, even if Saul dies after Robin sees him, that'll be nuts. Like, imagine you learn that your father figure, your best friend, survived. They've been alive for the past 20 years of your life. You're about to meet them. Oh my god. You meet them, and then they die the next day. Like, that is comically tragic. There's no way, dude. There's no way. So right below, they say Loki, dodging a Gear 4th punch while being blindfolded. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, but hear me out. This is what Luffy could do pre-time skip. This is what Luffy was doing when he was training with Rayleigh. Rayleigh blindfolded Luffy to train up his observation haki, and then he took a club and tried to start whacking him with it, right? Luffy could not leave that training session until he dodged 100 attacks, which he eventually did do. So while it is really impressive that Loki could dodge the Gear 4th attack while blindfolded, it's not anything super insane in my opinion. It just tells me that this guy has decent observation haki. We've seen a lot of people dodging things without looking with observation haki. The one thing you could say about this situation that makes it a feat is that it's a speed feat, right? Luffy was in Gear 4th, right in front of him, right? And he dodged the Kong gun. The speed of that dodge is what really impresses me, more so than him dodging inherently, if that makes sense. All right, so funny enough, the next comment actually says, Loki dodging chained up while sitting down is crazy, yeah. It's pretty nuts, I will admit. I'm not trying to like take away the flowers, I'm just saying the flowers are blue instead of red. Yeah, I sound stupid, man. It's 5 a.m. Loki's devil fruit is probably the sun fruit, and his eyes are blinded because his eyes are literal mini suns. Yo, that's kind of fire. I mean, this would be the first time, if this is true, this would be the first time we've seen a devil fruit negatively affect the user. The only other person I can think of right off the top of my head is Magellan. But Magellan does that to himself, right? Magellan eats poison food because he likes it, and then he gets diarrhea. He doesn't have to eat poison food, he just likes it. So Loki being blinded by his own powers would be a little bit silly, but that would be a One Piece thing to do. It reminds me of the SpongeBob meme where, I don't know the guy's name, but like Ned Flounders, like looks up at the sky at the sun and his eyes are like burning off and he's like, ah, my eyes. Maybe that's what's happening here. Or we could spin this a different direction and maybe if you take off Loki's blindfold, he's like Cyclops from X-Men, where he shoots out like sunlight beam laser beams. And that's why they put the blindfold on him. Pretty fire. You know an anime is hype when people get excited about a tree. Yeah, I will admit, it sounds a little bit silly just saying it like that, but dude, this tree has been hyped up for a long time now. I mean, ever since Water 7, they've been talking about the Sunlight Tree Eve, you know, the Treasure Tree Adam, and we finally got it. We finally got it after all these dang years. The comment below says, well, a blindfold guy chained for 6 years with Seastone easily dodged a Gear 4th Luffy. That is interesting. Yeah, I'd say so too. The Surtur fruit makes sense. Loki is already a giant and eating a devil fruit related to a gigantic creature could possibly make him large enough to wield that absurdly huge sword. Oh, okay. You know, funny enough, coming into Elbaf, well, I say coming into Elbaf, last chapter, when I saw that giant sword, my main thoughts were Sun God Nika Luffy, Sun God Nika, or Joy Boy wielding the sword, right? Whether it's in the past or present, those are my thoughts, and I can't believe that I never once thought about Loki. You know, I like this, right? Because Luffy has the Sun God Nika fruit, and he can already make himself into a giant. But if Loki has a fruit that is like Luffy's, and if he makes himself into a giant, dude, he's gonna be super huge. And yeah, maybe he could wield that sword. The real question becomes, who would he wield the sword against? Because that sword is comically large, right? Like maybe he uses the sword to cut the Atom Tree. Maybe he uses the sword to cut the Red Line. Because I can't imagine Loki wielding the sword or anybody wielding the sword and fighting another person. Unless that person's like a massive giant, like realistically, they should be able to dodge unless they're swinging that sword at like the speed of light or something. But yeah, I like the Loki idea a lot. I think that does make sense, right? If we're saying Surtur, which is a fire giant, a mythological one, then yeah, maybe he can wield that sword. And maybe the sword even catches on fire too. Maybe it does. I think that'd be pretty sick. So right below, they say, with Loki now being a friend to animals in this chapter and Road cosplaying as the sun god, I think that Loki has the mythological Leshy Devil Fruit, a mythical Slavic creature with a booming voice, a part plant humanoid creature that has the ability to command animals of the forest and often is depicted in art with a deer-like skull. Okay, I like that. I don't know too much about this creature, so I can't really speak too much about it, but I want to showcase the idea here. I think it does sound pretty good on paper. You never commented on what you thought about Loki's attitude towards humans is. The way he talked to Luffy, it was in the mindset of Road, that humans are beneath him. He was also completely okay with killing another pirate crew and killing Luffy. It's going to be interesting to see Loki as a character going forward. So, Road. On the racist scale, I would give Road like a 9 or a 10, right? He thinks giants are superior, he doesn't like humans. That is Road. But for Loki, I view his situation a little bit differently. Because while Loki says, hey, listen to me when I'm speaking to you, human, it doesn't strike me the same way as Road's attitude does, simply because Loki doesn't once say, listen to me because I'm a giant, right? Road will say that. Loki did not. Loki more so said that as a, hey, listen to me when I'm speaking to you, I am the sun god that has been passed down from legends. So I think it's more of a power thing for Loki. He thinks he is this powerful god, so that is why he looks down on humans. But even then, he does have humans who call him Loki-sama. He has humans that he surrounds himself with, which is kind of the opposite of Road, because Road has to force people into his playhouse to interact with him. So I don't think Loki's attitude towards humans is negative per se. I think he might not like them 100%, but I don't think it's like Road or as extreme as Road's view. As far as him wanting to kill Luffy and killing other pirate groups and it doesn't matter to him, I feel like that's just pirate stuff, right? Like, outside of the Straw Hats, there's a lot of other pirate groups who would be okay with killing another pirate crew. I mean, Roger killed the whole pirate crew, right? Roger's killed many people in his journey to become king of the pirates. So I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but as far as Loki's character goes, I think it is really interesting, and I would love to see it develop, right? I want to see what he has to say about Shanks. You know, when Loki's not joking and calling Shanks a coward, I'm excited to hear what he really thinks about that guy. I'm hoping Robin's hair stays short. Half of One Piece females look like Nami. Yeah, I think partially the reason why that is because of the art style of One Piece, but as far as short hair goes, I'm a fan, right? Short hair, bangs, I am a definite fan. So I do hope that Robin's hair stays the same. And I feel like it will. There's no way it's going to be like a one arc thing, and then Robin grows out her hair, and then boom, you know, she goes back to her long hair for the rest of the series. We're already in the final saga. I say let's just keep it. I almost want to hold a poll. I think I'll do that tomorrow, but I'll hold a poll asking people if they like Robin's hairstyle and if they want it to stay the same for the rest of the series, or if they want to go back to post time skip Robin hair. Loki sounds like the Bullet version of Straw Hat. And yes, he does. So if you guys don't know who Bullet is, he is the main villain from One Piece Stampede. And his whole thing was that he's this massacring monster, right? He's attacking Marines, he's attacking pirates. But one day, he meets Roger, and Roger beats the brakes off of this guy so badly that Bullet starts liking Roger, and he eventually joins Roger's crew just so that he could follow Roger, get stronger, and challenge him again. It's kind of like the Ace and Whitebeard thing, like in the beginning. So yeah, Loki does give off that vibe, and that is why I can't wait until he gets his handcuffs or chains removed. Like, I want to see him fight Luffy, and I want to see what his takeaway from that fight will be. Will he be one of those villains that gets really upset, and he wants revenge on Luffy? Or is he going to be one of those villains who's like, oh, Luffy's kind of cool, man. Like, this guy, the sun god? All right, I'll follow him. Because I honestly could see it going that way, right? Elbaf people, Albafians, they love the sun god. So the minute they realize that Luffy is that guy, I wouldn't be surprised if they would want to become Luffy followers. So yes, that is where I'm going to end the video today, guys. Sorry, it is a lot shorter than usual, but I will be doing another one of these over on the main channel about the review video. So we'll get more comments over there too. But this week, I thought the chapter was pretty short, sweet, simple. We kind of tackled all the main things. Robin's hair, Saul, Loki, Shanks. We had all the keynotes. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget there is a 2-week break either before or after 11:32. If there are spoilers, I will cover them. If not, then I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I don't know what I was going to say there. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. My name is Sai, and I'm signing out. See you later, brother.